In this video, we're going to write a method to check whether or not a word is a palindrome. So what a palindrome is a word that's spelled the same forwards and backwards. Some examples are mom, dad, and race car. First thing we need to do, though, is get a string. So we'll say string s equals, and we'll set equal to race car. And now we need to write our method. The way the method's going to work is it's going to look at the first letter and the last letter and see if they're the same. If they aren't the same, it's going to return false right there. But if they are the same, it'll go to the second letter and see if that's the same as the second to last letter. If they're not the same, it'll return false, and then it's going to do the same thing till it reaches either halfway through the word, or in this case, halfway minus 1, because it doesn't take the E. The E is the middle letter. So the way we do this is we need to get a method that'll return either true or false, so public boolean. We'll call the method palindrome, and it'll take in a string, and we'll call it s in this method too, so not to confuse anyone, but we could call it whatever we wanted. So we need to iterate through half of the string and see if it's the same as the other half. So for int I equals 0, well, I is less than or equal to the length of the string, so it would be s.length minus 1. We have to divide that by 2. So s.length minus 1 divided by 2. We'll iterate I upwards. And there seems to be a problem with parentheses, probably. Oh, should be I++ at the end there. And I spelled length wrong. Alright, now I've got that fixed. So we need to check if the first character is the same as the last character, and then the second same as second to last. So if s.char at I is not equal to the s.char at s.length minus 1 minus I. So s.length minus 1 minus I. So if that is not true, we are going to return false. But if that, so it'll go through the whole for loop here, checking every letter. And anytime it gets something that's not the same, it'll return false. But if it gets through the for loop without doing that, it will return true. Alright, so let's say boolean, we'll call it bill equals palindrome, and we'll send an s, and then we'll print out bill at the end. And that should be joey.palindrome because it's in the main method. So we'll run this and see what it prints out. Should print out true because it's a palindrome. If I put another E in there, this should also print true because it's a palindrome. But what if I pick a word that's not a palindrome, like word? That should return false. Alright, so this method seems to be working just fine. It's going to return true if it's palindrome, false if it's not. Thanks for watching.